Hi and welcome to our latest video. Now in this video I'll examine some of the ChatGPT magic that we can all use to enhance our experience with ChatGPT. Now have you ever wished your AI assistant could be more than just an assistant? Wish they could talk to a 10-year-old, act like a CFO, or even reply in a warm, friendly tone, or even an angry tone? Well, with ChatGPT you can make that happen. So in this video, I'll show you how ChatGPT can adopt characters to make your conversation more engaging, productive, and frankly more fun. Whether you're explaining something complex in simple terms, brainstorming with a professional, or just trying to write a little personality into your text, ChatGPT can adapt to all your needs. Now, I'll cover in this video three amazing ways you can customize ChatGPT's responses. Perspective, that is modeling output for specific audiences, like explaining science to a 10-year-old, and we'll see that first. Then asking it to take on different personas, maybe like a financial advisor or a marketing manager or even a doctor. And then finally, we can add a bit of touch of personality to our conversations, like writing emails in a friendly or professional tone. So let's go right ahead and go into ChatGPT. So here we are, and first of all, I will look at perspective, and we can just tell ChatGPT how you want the output to look. So I can go here, and by the way, my screen's probably a little bit busier than you'd normally see with your ChatGPT. I'm using the actual paid version, and I've downloaded some extensions to ChatGPT, so don't get taken aback by all different colors. You probably won't see these on your screen. But anyway, here we go. Please explain how an aeroplane flies in a way that a 6-year-old would understand. And then sure thing, imagine an aeroplane like a really big bed, and ChatGPT goes into an explanation. And it's a very simple explanation. So now I can go make that explanation suitable for a 14-year-old. And then we're going to dive a little bit deeper, explaining what's lift. Lift is created by the shape of the wings, which are specially designed to move air in a particular way. Airplane wings are curved on the top and flat on the bottom. So it's going now into a 14-year-old. So now we're looking at perspective. And I can change my perspective in any way I wish to. So I can change this to please show and explain the mathematical formula involved in aircraft flight in a way that's appropriate to a senior at university. And now we'll see a very complex output from ChatGPT. So you can see these different versions. If I just explained how an airplane flies, I would get a very generic. But now I can tell the explanation, and this explanation to a senior at university includes the actual equations of lift and drag will be here and other forces in flight. So this is a very powerful part of ChatGPT that I can tailor my conversation and give it a particular perspective of how I want to have that conversation take place. Now, equally and very, very impressive is the persona pattern of ChatGPT. So let's go into this. And I'm going to use a fairly complex explanation here. And what we do with a persona pattern, instead of giving it a perspective, asking for a perspective, we're going to ask it to act in a particular way. So normally when we see the persona pattern, it will be act as a particular person, act as a dermatologist, act as a CFO, act as a person that's interested in genealogy. So we can ask ChatGPT act in a very unlimited way in terms of how to act. And now if I ask a question normally, I get a generic answer, but these will be very personalized to the person you asked to act as. So here's the example. The example here will be as a coffee shop. I've given ChatGPT an example of a coffee shop and a coffee shop that's losing money. So here's the first prompt. Your coffee shop business has lost money last year and needs to return to profitability next year. 3 possible solutions are currently being considered: close the least profitable coffee shop, reduce headcount, and increase the menu prices slightly. Now, here's the first persona. Acting as the CEO, name 5 different people roles you should consult for advice before making your final decision. So I've now told it to act as a CEO and tell me who a CEO would ask for perspective on that kind of decision. And I've asked it to make answers as brief as possible. So these are the five people that the CEO would typically ask: the CFO, operations manager, marketing director, HR manager, and regional manager. And then I can go on, act as the CFO as a coffee shop chain, share your observations on the CEO's proposals and recommend a course of action. So now the ChatGPT is acting as the CFO, and it says here as CFO are my observations and recommendation. I suggest a combination of closing the weakest store if the turnaround isn't feasible. So we've now got the CFO. Now, again, next prompt, act as the operations manager and as the operations manager and so on. And the recommendations, I recommend closing the underperforming store. And we can see different perspective for each one. We can do act as the HR directive. The focus here will be providing compensation support for affected employees. So we can see now I'm getting different personas in the same conversation. I'm going to go through each one. Act as a representative of the coffee shop chain employees and make observations and recommendations regarding the CEO's proposal. As a representative, as the employees, here are our observations. And again, it's a different perspective, different persona. We prefer exploring price increases while ensuring no one loses their jobs or hours unnecessarily. So remember, I'm a CEO, I'm acting as a CEO, and now I've got all these different personas giving me advice, and I can go all the way to the bottom, and where is a new acting as assistant to the CEO. So now I'm changing the persona again, acting as the assistant to the CEO. Please summarize the group's comments and highlight the first five most common observations. Do not make any recommendations or observations yourself. So we've acted as a CEO, we've got observations from five key people, and now I've told ChatGPT to act as the assistant to the CEO to summarize the opinions I've just seen. So I'm really getting ChatGPT to work together with itself to come up with solutions and discussions. Obviously, as the CEO, I will not take this out of the box. I will work on this, but will give me suggestions. So it summarized the way the five people, the five advisors of CEO has looked at: closing the least profitable store, several roles see closing the least profitable store, reducing headcount, and then five most common observations: concern about employee morale, need for employee support, potential negative impact on customer service, careful consideration of price sensitivity, and opportunities to store turnaround. So now I've acted as CEO, got five people to advise me, five different personas. Then I've asked ChatGPT to act as an assistant to bring those advisements, if you like, together. And now my final act will be acting as a CEO, review all the observations, suggestions, and make your final decisions. And here's the final decision of the CEO. And I won't go into it, but it's basically close the least profitable store. Here it is in some detail. Now, I can take this now and work with it in a way that I would as a CEO. But what I'm trying to show you here is that I can get ChatGPT not only to work as different personas, but I can get it to examine the personas itself. So in this case, I've acted as a CEO, I've acted all as the advisor to the CEO, I've acted as the assistant to the CEO, and then I've used the CEO persona to go back and look at all the advice I've been given. So it's very, very powerful. And this is just one example. It's almost unlimited in the way you wish to use it. So let me go back to the final one, which is personality. And this is pretty simple. We can give our output personality. We can say it's formal, we can say it's angry, we can say casual, whatever format you wish, whatever personality you wish to your output to take. And I can give this for an email. So here's an example, and we can play with this as much as we want. You've been passive of promotion again, isn't that the story? Craft an email to your manager expressing your frustration. give me 3 examples, one friendly, one formal, and one angry. And for the angry one, I've said, do not hold back. And here's the different ones. Here's the friendly one. I hope you're doing well. I want to share some thoughts about a recent promotion discussion. I have to admit, I'm feeling a little bit disheartened after being passed over again. I've been putting a lot of effort. So that's the friendly tone. That's a friendly personality. The formal one, I would like to address my recent experience with the promotion selection process. This marks another occasion where I've been overlooked despite my dedication. Naturally, I'm feeling very disappointed. So formal. And then angry, I can't keep silent any longer. This is yet another time I've been passed over for promotion. So we can see I can give ChatGPT the output of personality. So we've got perspective, we have persona, and personality. There are a number of different other ways I can change the output. Actually, beyond this brief video, I can kind of get it to adopt the way I would normally work by teaching it how I would normally respond to certain things. But that's kind of outside. These 3 things are very, very powerful. So we can move forward using perspective, persona, and personality to tailor our output in ChatGPT. You will find it amazing. The possibilities are almost unlimited how we use those 3. So I hope you've enjoyed this brief video about ChatGPT's output and how we can tailor it to our own personal needs. If you like, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It really does help a small channel like mine. And good luck with ChatGPT. If you've got any comments, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you all. Thanks, and best of luck with using ChatGPT in the future.